Well, hello, hello, hello. It has been 4 years since the last episode. So welcome to episode 7 of Ariadne's Quotes of Wisdom. Can't believe it has been that long. We went through COVID. I've been through a lot of different personal life changes. So I'm very excited to be back to doing these, and I definitely hope to keep, unlike the last time, like I said, definitely hope to be back into doing these. So let's get right into it. Our next quote is, "The miserable have no other medicine but only hope," by William Shakespeare. So one of the things with this quote is that when we're speaking of miserable, I think we're not talking about people who make people miserable so much as those who are just miserable in life and really have things that are going on in their life that are really bad. Things, people who are, just really destitute, really have a lot of bad things going on for them in a bad way, in bad situations. And a lot of people, really want to tell them to be realists. And I definitely think that being a realist is very important. And I think another quote that kind of needs to go hand in hand with this is to expect the worst but hope for the best. And I think that kind of grounds everybody in being a realist. So I don't think that there's a bad thing I don't think it's a bad thing to actually hope and to rely on hope. Because if we don't have anything to hope for, if we don't have better things to hope for, what is there to live for? If we always are planning for the worst thing to happen, if we always expect the other shoe to drop, and there's no hope of anything better happening in our lives and for things to not get better, then what is the point? And when people get to that point, that is when bad things take over, and then we are looking at things like, that's when people get to the breaking point, and that's when people, start thinking of, well, if there's no hope left, then what is life worth living for? So I think really you need to be able to have hope, but just stay grounded in expecting the worst so that you don't only rely on hope. And I think it's having that balance, having the yin and the yang, to make sure that you are always knowing that things can get worse, but they can always get better. So you just always have to have those polar opposites kept in mind. But you always need to know that when you are in extreme bad situations, whether it's poverty, whether it's health situations, whether it's relationship issues, whatever it is, that things can get better. Even if you can't see it at that time, you need to hold out hope that whether it's a miracle that might come your way, just things that you can't see. We can't ever anticipate what the next day might bring. You never know what might come your way. You want to start planning. Besides having hope, you can't just rely on hope either. And that's the other extreme of that situation as well, is that you can't only plan on hope either. You do have to actually work towards trying to make your life better as well.